Okay, good morning. I'd like to call to order the June 26th, 8:27 council meeting. Roll call, Denise.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Here.
Councilmember Morrow.
Here.
Councilmember Olson.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Ponce.
Here.
And Mayor Kennedy.
Here. You have any announcements, Denise?
I do not.
Okay. written
Yes,
com-
it's our centennial.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Avalon!
Thanks. There you go. All right. Any written communications?
Do not.
Okay. Oral communications. Anyone in the audience care to address the council for any item that's not currently on our agenda? You may come forward.
They all left.
Because I was late.
We had a packed house.
We did. It was full.
There we go. Okay. Consent calendar.
We have 2 items on the consent calendar this morning. The first one is the adoption of 4 resolutions. At the last city council meeting, you adopted an ordinance that allowed for us to raise the saltwater service fees as well as the sewer service fees. Every year you adopt these resolutions. It allows us to send the reports with all the property owners' names and everything up to the county auditor, and we're asking you to adopt these resolutions so we're able to send those reports. The second one is the adoption of, it's called an interim budget, but really it's just to carry over the budget that we're currently working on, and it's just to allow us extra time before we officially adopt our budget, hopefully second meeting in July.
All right, there's two items on our consent calendar. Any discussion on the 2 items?
I'll move adoption of the consent calendar, item 1 and 2.
I'll second.
I'll defer to Michael.
Okay, call for a vote.
All ayes.
Okay, public hearing.
Okay, this is our second required public hearing for any fee increases, and this is on specifically the harbor mooring fees. And it's adding a new classification of 31 to 39 foot vessels in there. And I just wanted to note that on the chart that's on the staff report, the very bottom where it says 90 to 100 feet, it's really 90 to 99 feet, which is reflected in your resolution though, the attachment to the resolution. And also that we will be doing a thorough review of all revenues and expenditures and any contract things that have to do with the harbor budget to decrease the harbor budget, because there's some things over all the years that have been added to this fund that might be able to be taken out of it, i.e. the paramedics contract, right?
Okay, this is a public hearing item. Anyone in the audience care to talk to us about this item? Not see anyone come forward. No discussion?
What I do.
You look like you were thinking, so.
Always thinking.
Okay, any discussion? Anyone have any questions for staff?
So Gina, where will we be now if we adopt these new fees overall in the harbor budget?
And I did want to note that we did post this in the paper also, so people would know that we were doing this morning
At 8 o'clock.
at 8 o'clock.
Like we said, they're all gone.
Gina Schuchart, interim CFO. On the revenue side, we've currently budgeted, there is $258,000 for mooring fees. And this would add an additional, I believe, $113,000 to that, and that will help to reduce the structural deficit by that amount. There is a significant structural deficit that we'll be bringing forward to you. It was important to adopt these fees at this time since the heavy season starts July 1st. And the other revenue ideas as well as resource allocation suggestions, we're currently working on those and can be implemented as we progress forward with your contributions. And I wanted to thank you for last week as well. We went through a revenue discussion to look at overall revenues, and that was really a wonderful coming together of staff and council and the community to look at new ideas for this area.
So you're going to break down all the costs that come out of the harbor budget,
Yes,
and that's going to be detailed so we can look at it.
correct.
And how far are you away from that?
We're having a review by an associate of mine next week on this as well. And
Good.
I'd like to get some more contributions from staff as well in terms of resource allocations in that area. And then we'd like to bring that forward and possibly even more discussion with yourself as well, once we get that forward. So I would say that's next week. I would say the week after that, we would have something to bring forward to specifically on the harbor fund. We're looking at the entire city budget at this time as well, so it is a portion of that.
It's probably not a bad idea to break down all the departments one at a time and see where everything is.
Yes, and that's
Because, you know, over the years, it's just a blur. You know, things will get increased or moved around, and it's just, I think all of us up here need to get some real details, and I admit I haven't. And because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. This is just the beginning, as you know. As long as you got those clowns up there in Sacramento, they're going to keep taking everything they can get their hands on. And they're going to impact all these cities to the extent that there'll be war here pretty soon. And we got to fine tune everything we're doing for sure. Yeah. So it's a nice idea to see exactly where the money is. Make some priorities.
And Denise has a plan we're working on at this time to actually bring that to you, kind of like a budget 101 as well, and for each fund as well as department. So we'll give you an overview and our suggestions on the financial structure of how things are set up. And we're looking at the past and looking at the future all at the same time. We'll definitely be a part of that.
Thanks.
And I did also want to note that, I don't know if you noticed, it's always like to figure out how much things are increasing. So 30 feet and under, it's going up $1 a night, and then the most expensive one would be the boats, the yachts that are over 100 feet. Theirs would go up $6 a night.
Can they afford it?
I have no idea. I won't assume that they have a lot of money.
Okay, well, conceptually, this is a real good plan. You know, I think it's really important to dissect where we're spending money, how we're spending money, and make appropriate rate increases as a result of those findings. So putting this in place prior to July 1 is a smart move, because we really don't know where our end game is yet with this fund. But you're right, Ralph, we need to kind of pull apart every fund and go through that process. Because we can beat the guys in Sacramento.
Through succession.
Shall we raise the white flag? Anything to add, Brian?
I just wanted to let you know that due to the tedious task that it's going to be to raise the rate in the computer system,
Oh, that's right.
it won't take effect until July 8th. There's no way we can effect it July 1. Everybody's got to be raised out of the computer and put back in after the computer programmer gets in. So we're going to do it right after the holiday weekend.
We didn't discover that, Brian didn't discover that till he was working with the computer people, and so, otherwise we wouldn't have rushed for this meeting.
It wasn't discovered until, the Thursday after you said, okay, the rate is increased. I called her and said, do you want to get ready now or do you want to do it on July 1? And she said, I didn't build in a feature for raising rates. I said, we will now.
There you go.
So next year we want to raise them on January 1st?
No, we didn't want to have any issues over 4th of July.
Okay.
Any more issues?
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing item is closed. Any motion?
I make a motion to approve a 5% harbor fee increase and a new vessel range of 39 feet to be added to the fee schedule, Additionally, approve the modified shoulder rate, allowing vessels to pay for 4 consecutive nights and receive 3 more consecutive nights.
And to adopt the resolution.
And to adopt the resolution.
That will establish the mooring rates.
Second.
Call for a vote, please.
4 ayes, Kennedy, Ponce, Hernandez, Olson, and 1 no, Councilmember Morrow.
Okay, city manager's report.
I do not. I hope I see everybody downtown this evening at 6 o'clock. It's starting. I am requesting that all the council members come and be on Wrigley Stage by 6 p.m. this evening, just so you're all there when Kanabe's office and Lowenthal's office present us with a plaque. I believe that we are having somebody sing Avalon, and then we'll cut the birthday cake later on, but the barbecue starts pretty much right after that.
Okay. Birthday cake after the fireworks or before?
Probably right before it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, fireworks are at 9 p.m.
Okay.
And then
Councilmembers?
I want to ask one question also. Is the council open when we have additional budget meetings? Is mornings good? I know it goes into Oli's sleep time, but
Mine too, it's my day off, but Wednesday mornings are great.
As long as Bobby gets here on time.
You're fine. As long as the
Yeah,
gun
Wednesday's
ordinance
fine.
shows
is that good
smoke.
with your work schedule, Richard? Okay, all right.
Are we having a meeting on the 2nd
We are not.
or not?
We are not meeting on the
Currently,
2nd?
we are not.
Okay, anything to add? I want to remind everyone that we've had a lot of petty theft stuff going on in Avalon, and to keep your eyes open and be vigilant. Everything as goofy as taking all of the Falconeer's stuff out of the back of his vehicle that's no use to anybody but him. Apparently, there's been some advancements in that particular incident. Some of the stuff has been returned. It's my understanding that there's maybe somebody in custody in relationship to that.
That is
so-
correct. I got an email from
Doug?
the captain, and
So that's a good thing, but I mean backpacks out of the back of golf carts with occupants 20 feet away, stupid stuff, so.
And historically, this is the time of the year where that happens.
Denise, can we,
Go ahead.
because Richard and I were talking about this, can we send a message to the captain in regards to the backside of Mount Ada, that they kind of patrol it a little bit more because people are still going the wrong way up and over? And now it's becoming a safety issue with people, especially when I'm coming back from the heliport, where golf carts are coming the wrong way down.
and Michael, is it clearly marked with a sign, correct?
There's
It says-
there's numerous signs saying, "Do not enter, wrong way, stop."
I
So-
do know that one person has received a ticket for that.
Okay. But just, and that the community know that that no longer is 2 ways, it is 1 way up.
Denise, I did have one other thing. Somebody asked me about the people who rent from the Hotel Metropole, the beach house there, and they have that, and they shoot all that stuff on the streets, and the city workers seem to go and have to clean it up every year.
We,
Is there, I don't know, we
Last
need
2
to talk
years, I
to
know
Greg,
we
and
have
it's the same
sent-
people
I
that
know, we've
rent
sent
it
a
every
letter
year.
to the hotel owners asking them that, and we are personally going to just reach out and speak to them also. I hope sometimes it just goes on deaf ears.
Yeah, but it goes right back to the same people that rent it every year, and they do the same thing every year, and the city workers come down, and we have to bring some equipment down to pull the stuff out of the trees, and I don't know if there's any way we
It's a
could,
mess.
I don't know if there's any way we could incur the cost to them in some way.
That's a good idea, Richard.
But-
I'll see legally if we can do that.
And I'll be monitoring the VFW truck. Make sure they don't throw anything out.
No candy.
No candy. Okay.
All right, anything else? Okay, we're adjourned. All right.
Okay.
Bob, I need a bunch of signatures there.
I got them.
Oh, yeah.